She's blowing nicely now, and we could do with it, to be honest, because it is slightly, I won't say too wet, but it's moist. But it's drying fast on with us though. Phil's just finishing off with power, and then he's going to put, he's going to go on to, go down to another field, and we're hoping to get this little one in with TARDIS barley, and then another field of barley in later on. But a little bit of patience, because it's a little bit, but it's strange, it's a little bit, it's wet on the inside. Our plowing's wet on the inside, and dry on, wet on the outside and dry on the inside. So once you bust that stoddiness of it, it's like concrete on the inside, so it just needs a bit of patience. Bloody ploughing, actually, you make yourself a big diesel bill with ploughing, don't you? But yeah, blowing nicely now. Good steady job on a Friday. A bit of rolling after them lot. Our Phil's powering in front of Oliver. A little bit knotty in places, but it's going to have it because it's going to rain tomorrow, and we've sort of made a seed bed that if it did get really wet it could go to puddle, so it's getting it. Hopefully I'll get a chance to roll it because the wind's real strong, real drying wind, and but yeah, I'm rolling, so it's going fantastic. And we've done all tram lines, so I know where to spray with the pre-emergence spraying. I mean, you farm yackers will know what I'm on about, but you non-farming types, or you non-farming people, not types, that sounds awful. It's pre-emergence spray is what you put on the crop, you put on the soil. It's soil based, not contact based. A contact spray is where you put, the spray goes on the on its victim. Well, the soil based ones, it goes on the soil and your victim sort of starts to grow through it and get killed. Oh look, talking to you, I've missed a bit, look. Yeah, it's called pre-emergence spray. So once the little weed starts to chuck out a root, the roots touch the chemical and then it kills it. If that makes any sense to you, sort of confused myself a little bit. Yeah, I missed a bit, but anyway, we'll use that as an experiment. So what we do, these are 8.3 metre rollers. So I do my our tram lines are 24 metre. So I do every tram line, and then I've got 2 8 metres in between to finish off. And you have to be fairly accurate because you haven't got a lot to play with. But yeah, it's gone in very well. This is a bit of an experiment, really. It's a field of rye. Don't know what we're going to do with this field of rye, but because it's quite hard to sell. But we're getting more and more cereal eelworm patches, where cereal eelworm eat the roots of such as barley and wheat, and especially winter crops. They have time to sort of feast on the roots, and not like a spring crop where it hits the ground and it's growing and growing and growing. It seems to cope better with it, but winter crops seem to overwinter. The cereal eelworms seem to bloody take the root away, and well, it don't kill it, but it never does any good. And you can just hold the little plants and they've got no root system, you just pull them up. And we're getting more and more trouble for what reason I do not know. But so, and apparently rye, it doesn't really affect rye. So this is a bit of a couple of experiment fields, whether it's something for the future. But as I said, there's quite a few big companies feeding a bit of rye now, but it's not as easy to sell as such as barley or wheat. Good job. real light soils. I've got a little bit of a bugbear with these rollers. They've got a centre bearing in between the long shafts. The two outside longer shafts, they've got a support bearing, and the support bearing's got a little bit of a gap, and it just leaves a little bit of an untidy mark, which I know it means knack up, but you know, it just makes that bloody line like that. Can you see? Grasby's just bought our last load of pigs, and lads Finishford on to pub. Well done. Very smart Volvo truck. She's seen that air, hasn't she? But I don't know why she even bothers, because she can't get near him now. Either they're going faster or she's going slower. A bit windy for a job. I just want this job ticking off. The broadleaf weed are getting very big, so I just want to get them nobbled, but it is too windy, but it is going on. Knotty and gnarly to say the least, but actually the rollers are crunching them down off real slow, and then the rollers are crunching it down, and it's type of stuff what gets a little bit of wet and dry, and it'll mould down into nothing, but I'll have to really keep an eye on it for slugs on there. But you can see how varied long, can't you? From blowaway sand to horrible clay in a step. And then back to a nice little bit of gravelly stuff on top. But it's packing down quite nice. But we find though, if you go too fast with rollers, that it rides over stuff. So if you're just very patient and let the rollers compact the soil, they make a lot better job. You don't realise how loud they are. Just doing a little experiment and crossing a bit of this really rough and making it doubly packed, and just see if it makes any difference to if there is any slug activity or its germination, or whether it packs it down too much and it doesn't grow. I don't know. I've just done a short piece there, crossways over on my way out, and time will tell. I'm not real happy, to be honest. We should have, I don't know, we should have tried to get it a bit finer than that. That is too knotty. But it's on about rain tomorrow, and then dry, so it will crumble, and it's warm and moist, stuff grows, so hopefully it'll get a good start, a quick start. Just said a false alarm. I've been rolling the field I was rolling. was just there, and I've just been looking over edge, and the lady here, the dark one, which is due to calf, she was laid out here, like flat out. I thought, bloody hell, she's calving anyway, she's nowhere near. But if you didn't have a look, well, you needed to have a look. So I've just trotted across, and I think they're all getting settled down for night, to be honest. It's about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And they're just starting to sort of sit down on this high ground, and I think this is where they're going to be for night. I've noticed some of these calves starting to get a bit bog-bellied. It ain't going to affect them, but they're eating this straw, you see, because they're into a lot of grass, and it's just putting a bit of unnecessary belly on them. But Christ, there's some fine things. I'm quite pleased with them. I think as soon as we get a bit of an opportunity, we want to get them weaned. Ah, that bugger stands well, doesn't it? Look at that little calf there, little bullock calf. He stands perfect, doesn't he? Right. From a Roughard farm in East Yorkshire. Friday night, I'm off to have a beer. Bye for now.